Welcome to PreMath. In this video, we are going to solve this given equation. Square root of 2x minus 1 divided by x minus 1 whole squared minus square root of 2x plus 1 divided by x plus 1 whole square equals to 4. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe. So let's go ahead and get started with the solution, and here's the very first step we are going to take. Let's go ahead and look at these two fractions, and we're going to apply this square on both of them. As you can see in this next equation, and here we can see on this one I wrote down square root of 2x minus 1 whole square divided by x minus 1 whole square for this first fraction, and likewise for the second fraction. And now we can see this square and square root, they undo each other. Likewise, this square and square root undo each other as well. So we ended up with on the numerator for this first fraction 2x minus 1 divided by x minus 1 whole square, and likewise for the second fraction 2x plus 1 divided by x plus 1 whole square equals to 4. And now in this next step we are going to remove these fractions. So let's go ahead and focus on these denominators, x minus 1 whole square and x plus 1 whole square as well. So therefore our least common denominator turns out to be x minus 1 whole square times x plus 1 whole square. Let's go ahead and multiply this least common denominator across the board. I am going to multiply with this first fraction, x minus 1 whole square times x plus 1 whole square. And finally on the right hand side we're going to multiply over here as well, x minus 1 whole square times x plus 1 whole square. And now we can see that this x minus 1 whole square at the denominator cancels out with this x minus 1 whole square. Likewise, this x plus 1 whole square cancels out with this one. So we ended up with simply for this first fraction 2x minus 1 times this x plus 1 whole square, and then we have a minus sign in between, 2x plus 1 times x minus 1 whole square equals to, on the right hand side we are going to write down 4 times x minus 1 whole square times x plus 1 whole square. And now we can see we no longer have a fraction. And now let's focus on this part over here, x minus 1 whole square times x plus 1 whole square. And here I have copied it down, and this could also be written as x minus 1 times x plus 1 whole square. And now let's recall this famous identity a minus b times a plus b. We are going to apply over here. So inside this bracket this could be written as x square minus 1 square is same as 1 and then a whole square. Therefore I am going to replace this part by this simplified one, as you can see in this next step. And now let's focus on this part, x plus 1 whole square, and here I have copied it down. And now let's recall this famous identity a plus b whole square. We're going to apply on this one. So this is going to simply give us x square plus 1 square is same as 1 plus 2 times x. And now let's focus on this part, x minus 1 whole square. And here I have copied it down. And now let's recall this identity a minus b whole square. We're going to apply over here. So that is going to give us x square plus 1 square is same as 1 minus 2x. And finally let's focus on this part, x square minus 1 whole square. And here I have copied it down. And now let's recall this identity once again, a minus b whole square. We are going to apply over here. So that is going to give us x square and then a whole square plus 1 square is same as 1 minus 2 times x square. Now we can see that this part has been simplified as this one. Likewise, this x minus 1 whole square has been simplified to this one. And finally, on the right hand side, x square minus 1 whole square has been simplified over here. And here in this next step, I have replaced this one by this one. Likewise, this one by this one, and finally this one by this one. Now in this next step, we are going to multiply this binomial with this trinomial by using a distribution method like this one, as you can see, and likewise this, and this, and same thing we are going to do for this part. And on the right hand side, we are going to distribute this 4 as well. And here in this next step, I have multiplied them out. And now let's go ahead and open up these brackets, and we have to be very careful with this negative sign. And here in this next step, I have opened up these brackets and I have changed these sign over here, since we have a negative sign outside this bracket. And now we can see this 2x cube and minus 2x cube, this is gone. This positive 2x and negative 2x is gone. Likewise, negative 2x and positive 2x is gone as well. Now if we combine these x squared terms and this constant term, all of these, and now in this next step, we can see that our left hand side of this equation has turned out to be simply 6x squared minus 2, and the right hand side is same. And now let's move everything on the right hand side, as you can see in this next equation. And now in this next step, negative 8x squared and negative 6x squared is going to give us negative 14x squared. And this positive 4 and positive 2 is going to give us a positive 6. And now we can see that this equation is divisible by 2. So we are going to divide it across the board by 2 to make things simple. So therefore, our equation turns out to be 2x power 4 minus 7x squared plus 3 equals to 0. And here's our next step. We can see that this our given equation has been simplified to this 2x power 4 minus 7x squared plus 3 equals to 0. Now let me go ahead and tweak this x power 4. This could be written as x squared and then a whole square, as you can see in this next equation. Now to make things simple, let me go ahead and substitute this x squared by u. Likewise, this x squared by u as well. Therefore, I can let u equal to simply x squared. Then our this equation going to be simply become 2u squared minus 7u plus 3 equal to 0. And now we can see that this is our quadratic equation, and we are going to solve it by grouping and factoring. So therefore, I am going to tweak this negative 7u as negative 6u minus 1u, as you can see in this next step. And we can see now in between these first two terms, 2u is in common, and with these next two terms, negative 1 is in common. So therefore, we are going to factor out 2u, and we ended up with simply u minus 3. Likewise, I'm going to factor out negative 1 over here. So we got u minus 3 equal to 0. And now we can see u minus 3 and u minus 3, they are in common. So therefore, we can write u minus 3 times 2u minus 1 equals to 0. And now let's go ahead and separate these two factors. I can write this one u minus 3 equal to 0, and this second factor 2u minus 1 equal to 0. So this first equation is going to give us u equal to positive 3. Now let's focus on this next equation. Let's move this negative 1 on the right hand side. So u turns out to be simply 1 divided by 2. And here's our final step. So we figured out our two u values. One is 3, the other one is 1 over 2. And now let's focus on this case 1 when u equals to 3. But then we know that u equals to x squared by our substitution. Therefore, if we compare these two equations, we are going to get x squared equals to 3. Now let's go ahead and undo this square by taking the square root on both sides. Therefore, this square and square root is gone. So x turns out to be equal to positive or negative square root of 3. And now let's focus on this case when u equals to 1 over 2. But then u equal to x squared. If we compare these two equations, we are going to get x squared equals to 1 divided by 2. Now let's go ahead and undo this square by taking the square root on both sides. So therefore our x value turns out to be positive or negative. This could be written as 1 divided by square root of 2. And now let's go ahead and rationalize this denominator by multiplying and dividing by square root of 2. Now we can see at the denominator square root of 2 times square root of 2 is going to become 2. And thus here we got our 4 solutions. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more exciting videos. Bye.